like a major then, if that's
so we're here in Clovis, California on Stetson Road, and we have existing work that was done a while back. Some of this piping was taken apart. You can see the existing piping down here. The cold water was cut off and abandoned, leaking somewhere. Something was going on. Don't really know the nature of the story, but what they did is this was the original T, and the street 90, 3/4, 3/4, half T, half-inch street 90 went down and tied into the copper, went underneath. What they've done is they've cut it apart and tied into a PEX line right here, which you can see. So that's all good and fine. It's nice and dry. And then to abandon it, they went ahead and just left the T in place. Not real big fan of leaving old plumbing in place, but they did. So you can see this is left in place. And they just piped it over here and went on back up. And it's all solid copper back up to the cold shutoff valve. So that's the cold water. Unfortunately, as you can see, we're sitting here watching this half-inch line, that cap that's soldered on there. You can see that it will drip, and I've probably already caught it on video, but we want to catch it one more time while I'm talking about it, so you see it drip right there. So that is the problem. What it's doing is it's dripping down. It's a little pocket down there. See that drip? And so there's no saturation on the bottom plate here. There's no saturation on any of the framing. This was existing. This is some new backing right here. And so that just needs to be repaired. I don't see anything else here. It's dripping. I see some scale built up on this fitting, but it's dry. And then up here, this is a little bit of green corrosion. That's from leaving flux on the line. Everything up in here looks good. So I think the only problem you've got is that half-inch line. Honestly, the quick solution to that is you cut it, take a shark bite cap, and cap it off. Long solution is get a new cap soldered on there. The problem with soldering copper when it's holding water is if you can't get all the water out of the line, then you can't get it to the solder to flow correctly. So that's the problem. And outside of that, water heater's been pulled, so it's sitting out there. It's drained down. You need the repair for the copper. You need the repair for the drywall, and then the water heater reinstalled. The burner on that does not light correctly. I'll leave that up to the homeowner, but typically we like to get the burners, the control valve replaced, or the burner, whatever needs to be replaced so it functions correctly, just from a safety point of view. Outside of that, we are done. Still here in Clovis, California off Stetson Road, and we've demoed back all of the existing piping. You can see that in the beginning of the video. So tied into the existing U-Poner 3/4 supply line from the shutoff valve up front. That's our fitting, our expansion rings. That's our expansion ring, and then we soldered a fitting right there on the copper line. So I made a transition from the copper, brass fitting, U-Poner. So water is on right now, and there is no leaking, no dripping, no spraying, nothing. So it's all good. And so we're going to cover it up and get the water heater installed. So we're still in Clovis, California, out on Stetson Road, and we've got everything assembled. We didn't touch any of the existing plumber's lines, the shutoff valve, the copper adapter, the PEX, all that. They ran it. I'm not going to go in there and repipe their stuff. Nothing is leaking, so we left it alone. I showed you the previous video where the leak was. Second video, the repair in the wall. Third video, water heater. So here's what we got. Starting at the bottom, brand new stub out, gas valve, and supply line. And that way you can see it's nice and tight to the wall. You won't have to take a door off to get the water heater out of here, which was simply silly. Second thing, brand new adjustable strap. You had some in there, but I like to use brand new material. So lower third, upper third. Relief line, existing copper, existing adapter. We've got a ProFlow stainless steel corrugated adapter that goes over to the relief valve. We tested that. That functions correctly. Up here, copper was already stubbed out with the adapter on it. So we have a Falcon stainless steel, full flow, 3/4, mega flow stainless steel connector down to the hot side. And then over on this side, you've got a PEX adapter to a cold Falcon stainless steel corrugated supply right down to the cold side. So we've bled the air out. We are checking for leaks right now. You can see nothing there, nothing there. Monitor this whole area. Monitor the copper valve, monitor the fitting right here. We didn't put it in, but monitor anyways, all the PEX, everything. Our stuff especially. Anything's wrong, you notice weeping, dripping, any kind of moisture at all in here, let us know right away. We'll come back out and take care of it. And then last but not least, brand new draft diverter, adjustable 45, and single wall vent up to the roof. And so that is it. That is the scope of our work, and we are done.